Previously on Road to Soulcrushing. After spending almost 2 months on tower of table flipping, I was ready for my next challenge. This time, I'm gonna be upping the ante by attempting my first Remorseless tower, Tower of Climactic Beats. Previously to starting the tower, I had already done a couple all jumps of it in preparation for the tower. I started my first real day by playing floor 10 and completing it. After that, I did a run from floor 9 to the wind pad, which is the entirety of the unsafe section. To give a little context, floors 1 to 6 are like a normal tower, while 7 and 8 are netted, and falling on 9 or 10 will result in a fail, unless you can catch yourself on a previous jump. Since I had done 9 to wind pad, I then learned the 2 netted floors, 7 and 8. This meant I had accomplished my goal for day 1, which was learning the last 4 floors. But little did I know, this day would go much further than expected. I then slowly went through the first 6 floors, beating the entirety of floors 6, 5, and onwards until I had completed floor 2. Because I had played floor 1 previously, I was ready to attempt the tower. Luckily, I had already unlocked Ashen Tower Works, the area which this tower is in, a few days in advance, so I could start it right away. My expectations were to get to floor 4 at most, as this was more than half a tier above my current hardest, and it was my very first day. I met these expectations by reaching 4 after a few 3 fails, and then something quite surprising happened. In a few minutes, I reached floor 5. Let's see how that run goes. One thing I quickly realized about this tower is that floors 3 to 6 are quite loop failable, so I eventually managed to make it all the way to 6 without too many bad fails. After 2 failed attempts right at the start of the floor, I got my third 6 attempt where something very notable happened. Unfortunately, said notable thing was not a crazy fluke, but instead a completely unfair crash. That wrapped up my first session of day 1. I did not expect to hop back on the tower that day, but I ended up changing my mind. After brushing up on a few choke points in the last 2 floors in the practice place, I went into the actual game and began playing from floor 1 again. I took quite a while loop failing the middle floors of the tower, but then I reached the last part of floor 6 right before the netted floors. This meant I'd get a guaranteed attempt at 9, as long as I did a short obby. But, due to a bug, I got flung out of the tower and failed. Even though in a moment I was quite mad at it, I picked myself back up and managed to get back up to floor 6. Now, I was ready. This run could absolutely make it to the net. Here's how it went. This was unprecedented. On the very first day of playing a tower, I had gone to the very last floor, and I was essentially 2 hard jumps and a few relatively easy ones away from the win pad. I was not mad at all. I was actually so excited I could barely sleep that day. Although, since I was coming back to school the next day, I went to sleep early. However, before going to sleep, I recorded a small audio message detailing my thoughts on a tower after that day. I might include this type of stuff in other videos, let me know what you think. Okay, so this has to have been like the most insane day 1 on a new hardest in any game that I've ever done. I just want to talk about this. I want to just like start doing like little notes after each one. Because all of this was done on day 1. On day 1 of this tower, okay? Literally this morning, I beat floor 10 for the first time, and I already got to it from 0, which is, like, insane. And, yeah, I hope I, like, keep this consistency, because I'm just really glad with my, skill right now. And, like, I really do believe that I can beat this soon. Yeah. My only real complaints about the tower are some, like, annoying, like, loop failing things, the button progress on 2 not being permanent, you know, just some goofy kind of jumps. Yeah, me getting flung on 6, too, you know, but what's most important about my fail on 10 is that I know what I did wrong, so I can, like, not do that again, and, I plan to. You know, next time I play, I'm gonna practice the shit out of this. Well, not really. But I'm gonna all jump it. I'm gonna do a 9 to win pad run, just in case. And that's it for today. I did not expect to get this far. I expected to do, like, floors, like, 7 to 10, not even connected, just all, like, at once. And when I played from 0, I only expected to get to 4. But I'm at 10 already. I sound really nervous, not because I'm actually nervous, but because it's, like, so cold in here. I'm not even, like, pissed, I'm just happy. that I did that. After that was another really hard jump, and that if I passed that, I would have beaten the tower in one day. But I don't mind, like, not beating it in one day, you know, it makes it seem more real, so. You know, I hope this isn't, like, a crazy fluke day, and that I can keep my consistency, because I was worried about that after session 1, but with the second session, I managed to prove that, like, it was not a fluke. I actually did better on the second session, which is funny. So I'm really glad I picked this tower. I hope I beat it soon. I hope, like, nothing happens to sour my experience with the tower. It probably won't, but still. Yeah, that's it for Tower of Climactic Beats, day 1. I was so excited to play the tower that I went straight to my PC as soon as I got home and hopped on the tower. Of course, I did some practice before playing it, as I did not want another fail in the non-netted section. Entering the tower, I fell on floor 2 in around 2 minutes after starting. That was quite ordinary, but what was not ordinary was what came next. I made it back to 2, then 3, then 4. I kept going and got to floor 6 within 10 minutes. Then I got to the net. This is what happened next. Guess who has 2 thumbs and just beat her first Remorseless? Holy shit, yes! Okay, be right back. Somehow, my first Remorseless was beaten in 2 days. Honestly, I just don't know what to say. I can't wait to continue on this journey, and I'll see you next time on Road to Soulcrushing.